Hey, 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 welcome to the October issue of She Is Magazine. And I'm always excited when I get to interview our guest. It's a pleasure to bring people to this magazine. And I love this digital space because it allows us to have video. So we have the amazing Shondia Mcfadden-Sabari. Did I say that right? Sabari?
Yes, ma'am. You could just say Shonda.
Shondia here, y'all. She is the founder of Bold and Breastless, and she's going to be hanging out with me for a few minutes, of course, as we are highlighting, honoring these women survivors in the month of October. But the truth is, me and Shondia were discussing before I hit record that women are discovering every single day that they have cancer, are finding out or getting that diagnosis. So, October is traditionally the month that we highlight, but we want to place emphasis on these women all the time, and that's what Shonda's foundation does and her organization does. So Shondia, since we're I just want to jump in, and the first thing I want to ask is, when was your diagnosis?
Well, first of all, so much for having me, and thank you for what you do to motivate and inspire others with your platform. It's a blessing that you're letting God use you. So thank you, and thank you for this opportunity to share my testimony. You're welcome. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2010. December 2010 was when I got diagnosed.
Okay. And so your diagnosis, we talk about breast self-checks and all of those other wonderful things that women should be doing. How did you, how did you detect, discover, was it, something that you felt, intuition, or, how'd you discover that?
Well, one day I was getting dressed, getting ready to go to the Dollar Tree, and something just said, you need to get a mammogram. Now, I didn't hear any voices. I didn't see any shadows.
Right.
And the best way to describe it is, you know how sometimes you leave home and something just said, did I lock that door? That thing.
Yeah.
But because I believe in God, I know that it was the Holy Spirit.
Yeah.
And next day I had an appointment scheduled with my GYN for my annual exam. And I said, you're going to think I'm crazy. I said, something hit me yesterday. Like something just said, I need to get a mammogram. And she says, when you're 36, we normally don't do mammograms until, you're 40. And she asked me, had I checked myself, if I did a self breast exam, and I told her I did. She checked me. We didn't feel any lumps. And so she put me in for a mammogram. And 2 weeks later, I was diagnosed.
Wow. No lumps.
No lumps, no discomfort. And it's because of early detection. Yeah. The breast cancer was caught very early. And so that's a good thing. And it was, within the ducts. So, but there was no lump, no discomfort, no itching, no draining, no burning, nothing to suggest breast cancer.
So that kind of leads into something a bigger picture of kind of being in touch with yourself and in touch with God, honestly, because like you said, it was a voice or a knowing, but that's a whole nother Zoom. We can't even go there. That's a whole nother Zoom, Jesus Zoom. So that is awesome. So tell me what that, after that phone call or that office visit, and you were able to sit in it. Tell me what that felt like.
I'm not gonna lie, I was scared. I thought I was gonna have to plan to write my obituary, but something inside of me made me feel like everything was gonna be okay. I believe in prayer. I believe in God. And I have a fine husband and two children love me unconditionally. And so their support and my faith in God, just our unit, our family unit. And I had, not everybody in my family, of course, wasn't there, but, just like all families, the ones who are for you, who truly love and care about you. I had them, I had friends, or have friends, and people that truly care and that are supportive. But it's the people in your house that know you better than anybody. And it means a lot for us to all be on one accord. And because we were and we are, it's beautiful. It's a beautiful journey.
That's awesome. So, you get your diagnosis, and I asked a couple other ladies, because I've interviewed like 7 other women in the magazine, and I asked them the question, did you ever ask why me?
No,
No?
I never. I've heard people say they've asked why not me. Well, I didn't do that either. I didn't ask why me or why not me. I just was like, okay. Actually, I laughed because I thought it was a joke. I was like, I never, I rarely have a cold. Like, I can't even remember the last time I had a cold. I think I probably was in maybe undergrad or high school. Never have, any serious health issues. So I was like, this got to be a joke.
Wow.
Asked why or why not me. I accepted it, and it was like, okay, we got to do something about this. This cancer got to get the hell up out of me.
Right. Of course, being able to sit here and think back now, and laugh about it, and being a survivor, that's amazing. And I asked, people always talk about, what cancer took away from me. Cancer took my breast. Cancer took my hair. What did cancer give you?
Cancer didn't give me anything but a breastless chest. My experience with cancer gave me a whole new meaning on life.
Yes.
My relationship with God is stronger, is better. I know now the importance of loving and appreciating the day that I'm in, and not worrying so much about tomorrow and what tomorrow may bring. Every day is a birthday for me. Every day is Christmas. Any holiday that you celebrate, that's my day every day. Every day is a gift for me. And, just to be here, to live, to have life, and to have raised my babies, and to see them in college now, and, with my husband, and to love him and aggravate him. Because I do it, and I love my babies, and I aggravate them, and they aggravate me. And I mean, that's just life. I don't have this fairy tale life where, we post all these pictures and everything is just great, because just as good as we love, we cut the fool sometimes too.
Right. So the name of your organization, Bold and Breastless, is, the name itself is kind of overwhelming. It takes you, it's like, oh, okay, we got bold and we got breastless. I mean, breastless is bold all by itself. So we're making a double empowering statement. So what made you choose breastless? Because that's a choice. What made you choose breastless?
As far as the organization, or what made me decide to be breastless after?
What made you decide to remain breastless?
Because for me, it was important, and it was a need to get the cancer out of me. Like, I needed to get the cancer out of me to live. I didn't to undergo reconstruction, to have life. That was an option. So then, I thought about it. I'm like, am I going to put myself through all of this? The healing time is longer. What if it doesn't take? What if it's an infection? Why am I going through all of this? I want to get the cancer out of me, and I don't want to prolong the process, the healing process. I want to live and enjoy this life with my kids. And, for me, and I'm not cocky or arrogant, I'm just really confident, it is, I'm the finest breastless thing I know. Either way, with or without the breast, I was still gonna be hella sexy.
But and that is a level of confidence. Oh my God. And but also a level of freedom. It's like, I ain't gotta wear a bra. I mean, my halter top game is snatched. I mean, like, for real.
And you know what? They were so small. I called them little chicken. They didn't matter, honey. They didn't. Look, let me tell you something. Now, this booty back here, that's what gives them life, honey. Okay? Wasn't those little breasts. If I had breasts like you, it would have been but I didn't have not breasts like you have. I got the booty.
Let me get myself together. She said it was small anyway. Oh, that was refreshing. She said, all right, the decision really wasn't that hard because they really wasn't that big. Oh my God. That is so funny. So my next question is, I heard someone say that, cancer changes everything. Changes everything. Can you think of something that, it was this way one day and the next it just was not? That thing changed forever.
For me, and everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and we all have experiences. For me, it's a lot of this stuff is mental. People can tell, oh, you have this diagnosis, oh, this is wrong. If you sit there and drive yourself crazy, then that's what you choose to do. But for me, in order for me to heal physically, mentally, and emotionally, I have to spiritually be in a place where my mindset is right, so I can deal with everything else that I may encounter in life. So it's no more than you getting a cold, or you have somebody having fibroids. I mean, it's no more than any other diagnosis that somebody should get. It's just how you yourself handle it. And for me, okay, I had cancer, crying and driving myself crazy. And I cried a little bit, but I'm just saying, like, keeping myself in a dark place, or crying every day, or, just being down every day, or why am I going through this? Why is this happening? That wasn't going to do nothing for me. It wasn't going to get the cancer out of me. It's not going to heal me. So, it's just a waste of time. Why am I going through all of that when, I got these kids, I got my husband, I have life. So I've never been the type to just sit around, and I've gone through so much in my life, and I've never been the type to just sit around and just, beat myself up or keep my head in the ground because of what I'm going through. That's not going to help me. Like my grandma used to tell me, and she and my grandfather raised me, she would say, worrying and crying ain't going to help. It ain't going to do you no good. It ain't going to take the problems away. So just turn it over to the Lord. Now, I'm not going to stress and say, that when it's time for me to go to the doctor, I don't just be like, oh my God, here we go. I do, but I don't let that take control of my mind. Trust and my faith in God is what is bigger than me saying, oh gosh, I hope they don't tell me that. I hope they don't tell me that. I mean, that's human. We all think right, exactly. We go. I'm sure your mammogram, which I hope you do go for your 3D mammogram.
Yeah.
3D. Okay. You may feel like that, but
there's something up here. It's a lot up here.
That's good. That's all the more for your husband to love on, honey. Don't worry about it.
So, lots of women get breast cancer diagnosis. I mean, what made you say, okay, I got my diagnosis, now what's next? Now, how can I serve someone? Now, how can I use what I've been through in my experience to help somebody else? Because, there's a lot of people sitting home going, thank you, Lord, I no longer have cancer, and they're living their life, and that was that for them. What made you, create this platform, and you have us here, and you're on CNN in essence, and doing all these wonderful and amazing things? I mean, what made you decide that I need to do a little bit more than just be happy?
After my experience, after my surgery, I was like, wow, that wasn't bad. It was like a dream, not a nightmare, because there's a difference between a nightmare and a dream. And I was like, it was like a dream. Like, I can't believe that just happened. Like, it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I mean, I'm not saying having had cancer was fun. It wasn't fun, but it wasn't a bad experience. It was a learning experience for me on so many levels. And so I was like, man, I want to tell people about this. Like, I want people to know, that who may go through it, that you can get through this. It's not bad. I remember an aunt of mine came to visit us shortly after my surgery from Boston. And she said, you need to join a breast cancer support group. I said, no, I don't, because I said all that crying and carrying on and just, you know, and not that I don't want anybody to think that I feel like it's not okay to cry, because I don't feel like that. But for me, the way I was looking at it was, if I see people doing all that crying, it's going to hurt me, because I don't want to see people hurt. And she said, that's why you need to go, because she said, I never seen nobody like you. She said, you know, you're just so happy like nothing didn't happen. And so she said, you could give them hope. And so I was like, you know what? Okay. And so that's when I started reaching out to different organizations and churches and saying, hey, you have a breast cancer support group. You got anybody going through breast cancer? Let me come talk to them.
Yeah.
And I did encounter people that cried, and it didn't annoy me or anything at all. And it didn't make me feel like, oh, this is getting on my nerves. It made me feel like, mixed with those emotions that they had of them feeling sorry for what they're going through, some of them felt that way, that there were also tears of joy that I was able to bring to them to give them hope. And so that made me feel really, really good. And I'm like, you know what? This is what I'm supposed to do.
Awesome. So tell us about Bold and Breastless and how people can reach out and become a part of that financially or volunteering. Tell us how we can partner with you.
Okay. So you could go to my website, boldandbreastless.com. If you're on Instagram or Facebook, Bold and Breastless. I'm on Twitter, but I really don't use Twitter a whole lot. On Twitter, it's just Bold Breastless. And so I decided to get the nonprofit, or to start a nonprofit, so that I can just help people, educate them on breast cancer awareness and early detection, help people who've been diagnosed, that may have to who become unemployed due to their diagnosis or treatment, with their utilities, mortgage, rent, groceries, childcare. When we're able to, we also pay for 3D mammograms and biopsies. And as far as volunteering, we always can use letters to put into our care packages that we send to breast cancer patients and to breast cancer survivors.
So is it global, Shonda? Is it global? I mean,
yeah. So I'm just not. I don't just do it in one area. What we do is all over. But with the pandemic right now, I'm not traveling as much. I'm doing a lot of Zooms. I'm shipping a lot of care packages out, but I am doing some traveling, depending on the situation.
Awesome sauce. Because I'm just, as you're sitting here talking, my wheels are turning. I'm like, oh my God, what can we do in San Antonio? So
I'd love to come to San Antonio.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna wrap up here. I mean, I've asked everything I wanted to ask. Your personality is amazing, and bold in itself. So I want to personally challenge. This is what's going to be in the magazine. I am offering the personal challenge. We want 100 people to donate $25. To Bold and Breastless. We want to get these care packages in these women's hands and help Shonda continue her mission of selflessness and doing it like only her big booty self can.
That's right.
I hope you don't mind me saying that.
No, not at all, honey. Call it as you see it. I hope you can see I'm real, so I'm not sugarcoating it.
So, thank you so much for your time today, sweetheart. It has been amazing.
You're welcome.
And we're going to get these donations in. This won't be our last time chatting with you. And like you said, as soon as outside opens back up, for real, because I think we had a fake soft open of outside. It was a soft launch, and then we had to go back in a little bit. But I know that, you're impacting people far and wide. And I'm so proud of the organization. And thank you so much for allowing God to use something that, other people may have seen, is terrible. And you use it as something to bring smiles to other people. So I applaud you for that. And thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. You're welcome. And thank you for allowing God to use you to be a blessing to other people.
Yes, ma'am. We're going to have her information in the magazine, y'all. She is available for speaking engagements, for interviews. So we'll have all that contact information for her. Thank you so much for your time today, Shonda.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks.